Superhoops. Whoop, let's go. Hursty Games, and this how we do. Now it's time we team up.
Hey there guys, welcome back to Hursty Games, and welcome back to our QPR Career Mode, the start of a new season. And there's a lot to get through. There's a lot to get done. Obviously, I asked you guys in the last episode if you wanted me to carry this on as a video series, and the answer was a resounding yes, so that is what we're going to do. However, there are going to be some changes to it, and it's going to be a little bit different so that we can really power through this season, because this season is going to be a very tricky one to get done before the end of FIFA 21. So it might be that sometimes we have to maybe simulate some games, but we will still have gameplay, we will still have matches played, because I know that a lot of people, the reason they wanted the series to continue is because they still wanted to see the gameplay of us playing the matches. We'll also utilise the jump in feature. We'll make the most of the fact that we have the option and the ability to jump in if we are simming stuff, so I can still get you those in-game highlights. But this first episode, I can't guarantee there's going to be loads of gameplay. It's going to be massively looking at like signings of the squad. We'll simulate our way through pre-season, but we've got quite a bit of money for this season. We've got £82 million this season. Plenty of money to spend, and the squad could do with a couple of upgrades. Now, we have some fantastic players in the likes of Ramsdale, Todd, Bright. Obviously, Dykes has been doing fantastic for us, but we need to just up the general rating of this squad, because realistically, the ratings of this team is not going to be enough to keep us in the Prem, if I'm being brutally honest with you. Like, the fact that we finished as high as we did, I think massively goes down to the fact that obviously we're playing the games, and I was playing decent against Ultimate. So I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to really, really bolster this team. We're going to make a bunch of sales here. A lot of these guys are either going to go out on loan or are going to be sold permanently, and we're going to try and pick up some people. That's going to be the plan. So, yeah, I'll be jumping in and out after doing some scouting. I'll show you guys who it is I'm scouting, and obviously if we get to any games as well, we'll do that. So this is going to be a bit of a sort of broken up thing for me, but I'm going to go through now very quickly. I'll show you who I'm listing and who we're transfer listing, who we're selling, etc. We are going to sell Schmeichel. Schmeichel we are going to sell, so I'm going to add him to the transfer list. Bakker is going to go out on a season-long loan, and we'll keep Senny at the moment as our second, and hopefully I'm hoping to find a second goalkeeper in the free agent pool is what I'm hoping to find. Lamb is going to go out on loan. Both Lambs, that is, are going to go out on loan. Carter Vickers is going to stay on the bench for his Park. He's joined. Right, yeah, I forgot. We did actually sell Park. I was going to transfer list him anyway, so that's absolutely fine. Ludwig and Fisher, again, we'll keep hold of. I'm going to keep Ludwig as our rotation off the bench, as he is a left-back / right-back. But I think what we're actually going to do is probably sell Donald Fisher. I know I just said keep, but we're probably going to sell him and look to buy a new right-back. So I'm going to add Fisher to the transfer list, and the intention will be that we buy a right-back. We're going to also transfer list Don Ball. He's just not really ever getting into the squad. So that's, it's a bit of a waste for him otherwise. We're going to loan out Tucker. I'm going to sell Faisal Patach. I like Faisal Patach in real life, but in this career mode, he's not got into the team or anything like that, so that is going to happen. Agu, we're also going to transfer list, and we're hopefully going to replace him on the bench. Chalobah and Amos, we're going to keep hold of. Harrison, we're going to keep hold of. We're going to keep hold of Ilias and Bright. Ahmed, we are going to loan out for another season. So we're going to get Ahmed a season out on loan somewhere, because he's really doing well in his rating. He's really flying up there, but we do need to get him some more consistent game time. Deshane Dalling is already left. Shadipo and Duncan are both out. Duncan, when he gets back, will be sold. Shadipo, I'll probably loan out one more time and see if we can get him to 70, but I'm not too sure if that will work. Cassini is still doing absolute bits out on loan as well. Morgan is leaving when it comes out. Matube is already on that transfer list. Thiam is also going to get loan listed, because Thiam is actually a very good player. Done with taking off that transfer, the loan list, and we're going to add him to the transfer list. Charlie Kelman, I'm going to add to the loan list, see if we can get Kelman a season out on loan somewhere. And Odi Alpha is leaving as well. So plenty of players actually already going, and there's a few more that will potentially be leaving too. I'm just going to sort out the contracts. You guys don't need to see me go through every single player, as it seems, all of their contracts, and then we'll crack on. So once I've done that, I'm going to then go look at the free agent pool and think about a youth set, network and everything, and then I'll catch you guys up. Okay, just want to very quickly just go over what I've just seen here, and that is Emil Smith-Rowe is currently a free agent. Now, I'm not going to pass up this opportunity. We are going to sign Emil Smith-Rowe. It is as simple as that. There is no way I don't pick him up right now. He is 22, can play cam, right mid, right wing. the fact he's without a contract, this is the perfect signing for us. Now, you guys know I absolutely love Pepe Arce. Absolute king of kings. To get this series continuing to head in the right direction, I think we have to pick up Smith Rowe right now. On a free agent, I won't lie to you guys, my intention for something that I was going to try and achieve this season was to get a Eze in, and we can still do that. But there's no way I pass up picking up Smith Rowe on a free. There's no way I don't do that. So I'm going to pick him up. I'm going to buy him. Smith Rowe, I'm going to sort his contract. And yeah, let's make him a QPR player. Let's make him a super hoop. Well, we've done it. £30,000 a week and a £400,000 buying on fee or signing fee. That's it. And that's Smith Rowe bought. That is Smith Rowe as a super hoop. I think that's a fantastic pickup. I'm very happy with that. He just immediately strengthens the team. Like, before I could even really think about how good that's going to be for us, that's it. It's done. Smith Rowe is in, which I'm absolutely chuffed about. So realistically, I think we're in a pretty good spot there. That already strengthens that team so much. Pepe Arce, obviously, as we know, an absolute beast. Realistically, Smith Rowe is a huge plus, is a huge bonus to this squad. So I'm chuffed. Welcome in, Emil, mate. Big signing, and it was a free signing as well. Okay, so I have gone through all of our free agent pool, and there's nothing crazy in there outside of obviously finding Smith Rowe. Now, I've got a goalkeeper that I'm scouting as a potential second place keeper. He's going to be like mid-ish 70s, hopefully. I'm maybe expecting about 73, 74. So I'm hoping that we'll have him to come onto the bench and kind of be our new rotation goalkeeper if we need him. Ramsdale, I know, has still got the potential to keep improving on where he's at, hoping he'll be about an 85, 86 by the end of this season. But the main position we really need to upgrade, I would say, is a right back. I'd like to have another sort of fullback on the bench as well. I'm thinking maybe we'll have Carter Vickers on here and then convert Ozzy to reserves. Like, I'm thinking what we might actually do, I say a rotation fullback, is we might do this season. Again, I've just got to be realistic, and obviously Ozzy is our club captain, but I've got to be realistic now. I've got to start having these players on the bench if they're, you know, kind of the better players. And we've got a lot of attacking options here. We're going to make Obafemi a striker, so we'll convert him back to play striker, because that is obviously where he has been playing when we're actually using him, and we don't need him to play that cam role. And I think we're going to loan out Pepe Arce. Now, you guys know I love Pepe Arce, but I want him to have the best season he can. And if that season is going to be out on loan because he's not going to play that much, then so be it. And we bring in either a rotation CDM or somebody to come in for Amos or Chalobah. That's what we're going to try and do. That's what we're going to look at. Okay, so I have gone and I've shortlisted a bunch of CDMs and a bunch of right backs, as those are the main two positions we're really looking for at the moment. And there's a couple of really good ones, I think, good options. I think Florentino could be quite a good one. For those who've not heard the phrase Agent Adel, it's basically Adel Trapped in the past has been really good at helping us like convince players from Benfica to come to QPR. So I'm kind of going off of a similar kind of thought process here by scouting Florentino. He's also young, he's also got decent potential, and he's also, I'm fairly sure, a decent starting rating anyway. So a couple of seasons in, he should be fairly gosh darn good. People like Guendouzi, I've gone with Ronaldo Vieira. Like, I'm scouting some decent players. Barrios and Martinez, I know they both have good rating. Martinez is also incredibly versatile, so could help. Onana goes up well, but he's still got a very cheap release clause, so I have a horrible feeling he's not going to have gone up very much. Fane as well, a very good little player. I've literally got this next guy scouted because of his name, Gimme Danger. What a fantastic name that is. I have no concept as to whether he's going to be any good or not. I also don't know if I'm saying his name right as Gimme, but regardless, incredible scenes, absolute belter of a name. And then you can see me going down into the right backs as well. You can see I mainly looked in the Bundesliga and then the championship teams that went down. So Mori and Baku as right back options from the Bundesliga. Then we've got DePaul, Pedro Porro, who goes up pretty well. Matty Longstaff, Sander Berge. We've got Bogle, Melier, Bamford, Calvin Phillips, which could be a fantastic potential pickup here for us at CDM. But I looked at the teams that went down and they were Watford, Sheffield United and Leeds. So I looked in their teams to see if there's any players that really jumped out at us. I also thought Melier could potentially be our new rotation keeper if he's a decent enough rating. And the free agent pool, there was nothing crazy, but I've scouted a bunch to see if anything comes back. But yeah, that's going to be that for this little chunk here. I kind of have to wait for stuff to be scouted now. Let's crack on with, I guess, the pre-season tournament, which we will like quick sim all the games for. Just want to go through a couple of things actually that popped up here. So we finished the season last season with £60 million and got all of that as a bonus to give us the £80 million we got for this season. Bright Asai Samuel, £70 million here from PSG. I'm going to say no to it because at the moment Bright is far too important to us. So we are just going to reject that one. But it's worth noting that we could have asked for up to 100 million there, which would have been fantastic for us. But Bright is far too important. But let's just go through this. So Morgan's out on loan. Odi Alpha has left permanently. Park on loan. Deshane Dalling leaves permanently as well. And then we've got a few people here who are either surprised or, you know, just a little bit pissed off that they're going. So that kind of is what it is. But regardless, we'll crack on. Okay, so the first game of our sort of pre-season tournament, we will quick sim going in with the strongest 11 as it is right now. Obviously, hopefully the strongest 11 will be a little bit stronger at some point. However, Smith Rowe, good start, lad, good start. Okay, second game, again, I'm just going to go with the same 11, and it's up against Basak Shahir. I always say the Turkish names wrong, so I apologise if I have absolutely butchered that. But we get a 2-0 win, Smith Rowe again. Okay, this is very good signs for us here. Webster gets a goal as well, but Smith Rowe 2-2. I'm loving that. Okay, Leeds have come in with a 3.7 million offer here for Fisher. I'm going to ask for 5. And I'll accept 3.8 just to encourage them to go up a little bit. But yeah, that'll be, again, a little bit of money. Nothing crazy in for Fisher. But it would just really solidify the fact that we do need to replace him, basically. The last game, we are going to change a lot round here because I'm fairly sure we're, like, guaranteed through. We've won the first 2. So 6 points is enough in a 3-game group. So that is plenty, so we'll just rotate it a little bit. I'm not expecting to get anything crazy for this because it's a much weaker side. And we win 4-0, so what the living hell do I know? Apparently nothing. Harvey Elliott scored, I think Amos scored, I think Harrison got a goal. I've already forgot who were on the first page. But that is, we're sick. We're actually sick. Okay, Watford have come in with a loan to buy for Ozzy Kakai. Now, we're definitely not selling Ozzy. However, if they were to take him on loan, I'd be fine with that because, again, he'll be getting more likely to get football over at Watford than sadly he will for us. So, you know what? I'm gonna potentially put Ozzy on loan. Keep him fighting fit, ready for the Prem. Okay, up against Alaves here, and this is the semi-final of our pre-season tournament. Again, hopefully we'll see if the boys can go out and get some good results, and that is exactly that. Obafemi scores, Linden scores, Ellis Todd gets 2. Fantastic. 4-1. I'm loving this right now. The boys are doing really, really well. Okay, Dino Fisher has gone. £5 million was the total they spent in the end. We get 3.6 of that. So Dino Fisher is off to Leeds United on a permanent deal. Ozzy Kako will be going out on loan to Watford with no option to buy. So he's going to have a season in the Championship, most likely with Watford. And Chalabar, £16.5 million. We are going to say no to that. We are going to be looking to bring in a CDM. But Chalabar is going to potentially, hopefully, be our rotation option off the bench. So we're not going to sell him just yet. Okay, so into the finals now of our pre-season tournament, and we're up against Wolfsburg, who actually have a player that we are looking to sign, but they're not in the starting 11, so that maybe could help us out a little bit there, as Baku isn't in that starting 11, you can see on the screen. But again, we'll go with what is our strongest team right now, Ludwig coming in, while Fisher is missing, even though Ludwig, again, will drop to the bench as and when, hopefully, we make that right-back signing, and we lose 2-1, which is a real shame, but I have to say, I'm still happy that we got to the final. I didn't expect to get that far. We did lose to a Jolinton goal, though, so we're maybe not as ready as we thought. Okay, so we have had some of our scout stuff coming back, and I've sort of tried to start making thought processes as to who it is I'm going to buy. Now, the first position I'm going to cover is the CDM spot. Now, I've got a few players, obviously, still that we are scouting. You can see, obviously, you've got likes of Fiorentino and a lot of these other players still being scouted. However, a player has immediately jumped out to me due to their rating and the position they are in the team that they are in. Now, I would love to get Sander Berge. I think Sander Berge would be a huge, huge pickup for us. And he would just massively boost this squad. And I can probably pick him up for about 40 million. I can also get Calvin Phillips. And Calvin Phillips is going to be a little bit cheaper. He's also a little bit older and a little bit lower rated. But it's Calvin Phillips. And I'm a huge fan of the Yorkshire Polo. And I think he's too good to be in the Championship. Now, I do think Leeds will probably come back up in this save. But I don't think he would stay in a Championship team. He's far too good for that. So I think I'm going to get Calvin Phillips, but I also don't want to pass up this very good chance to get Sander Berge for a lot cheaper than he should be. But I'm going to go with Calvin Phillips because I think this is the one that I'm more excited about signing Calvin Phillips than I am Sander Berge, and Sander Berge is higher rated and younger. So you could say I'm being daft here, but it's a lot cheaper to pick up Calvin, and it means that we can potentially make bonus signings. So I'm going to go in for Calvin Phillips. I'm going to try and get him for around 20. It might be a little bit more, but I'll keep you guys updated and let you know when we get a final price. Okay, I'm going to offer 18.5 here. We've had a little bit of negotiation. They tried to ask for Obafemi and I said no, and they've managed to lower it down a little bit. But £18.5 million for Calvin Phillips is an absolute steal. That is honestly a very, very good pickup there. Again, bearing in mind he's worth 24. Now, he's on 60 grand a week. I'm definitely going to lower that a little bit, but let's get into that contract negotiation. Okay, so we're going in with £37,500 and £350,000 as a sign-in bonus. I think he might ask for about 40, but let's find out. 39.5. You know what? We will take it. Honestly, it is such a good feeling right now to pick up Calvin Phillips. The Yorkshire Polo are going to be operating in West London. I'm chuffed. Welcome to QPR, Calvin Phillips. You can see Calvin just slots straight into that team. Absolutely chuffed. That is, again, I'm really, really happy with that pickup. I think, again, it just boosts the squad. It just makes the squad just look and feel that a little bit better. So we're going to crack on now, and we're going to try and get our right back. One of the two right backs I'm most keen on signing. I have had the scout report back, but the other one, I want to compare him to one other player that I am also still scouting. So I'm going to wait to see back from that, and then we'll see if we're going to go in for him. But in the meantime, if there's any other ins or outs, I'll let you guys know. Okay, to let you guys know, James Tucker has gone on his year-long loan out to Leuven, or OH Leuven. I think there was an option to buy as well, so they can choose to buy him at the end of the season. Ozzy Kaka going out on a season on loan to Watford and will be coming back at the end of the season. Ahmed here with a 2-year loan. I'm all about that. He'll probably come back nearly 80 rated, which will be massive for us. So I'd be down for Sassuolo to take him on loan. And Ludwig, it is a no from me. We are keeping hold of Ludwig as we need him. Watford here coming in for Don Ball. I'm going to ask for 6.5 and I'd like at least 5.25. And that'll be what I would accept as a sale for Don Ball. So Watford might be picking up a player on loan and a player permanently from us. We've just picked up a Leeds player and they're now trying to loan one in return. Charlie Cameron potentially going on a season on loan to Leeds. I'll let you know as and when if that happens. Okay, so let's look at our right back situation. I was waiting to hear back from Baku. Now, Baku is 78 rated and 25, and it's going to cost us probably 20 to 25 million. Or I can go in for Pedro Porro, again, another player who is operating in the Championship right now, but is very high rated, an 80 rated right back. And Pedro Porro is a player that I love. I've signed him in some career modes I've done off stream. And I really, really like Pedro Porro. We also have Bogle here as an option. Jaden Bogle, who again we could pick up for a lot less than he's probably worth. Because right now he's got less than a year, or he's got a year on his contract. So we could potentially pick up Bogle. Now, I think I'm going to go between these two. Again, I'm going to do my usual, and that is steal from the Championship squads. The players who have gone down and are really good in those teams, I want to try and pick those guys up. Now, do I go for Jaden Bogle or do I go for Pedro Porro? That's a really tricky one. I think I'm going to go for Pedro Porro. I really like Pedro Porro. Again, I've used him in some off-stream career modes, so I'm going to go in for Porro. I'll see if I can make it work. And to be fair, if I butcher this, I'm going to offer like 23, 24. If I lowball too much and they get pissed off and leave, then Bogle will be the play. Okay, they're going to take some time. I managed to negotiate it sort of like down a little bit to what they were asking for. They initially were asking for 30 million and Amos, and I was offering 24. Then they were asking for like 35 like straight up. I've got them down to, I think, 28. Yeah, 28 is what they're currently stalled at. So I don't want to go in for Bogle at the moment, but it's interesting to know that I could pick up Bogle for probably about 8 million less than that. So do I want to go in for Pedro Porro when he's quite a bit more expensive? You know what? We're going to go for Bogle. I'm going to go in. I'm going to put an offer in for Bogle. I can pick this guy up for probably less than 20 mil. So I can get this guy for maybe around 10 mil cheaper. Let's find out. Well, we have managed to get Bogle on a considerably cheaper deal for 17.5 million. Now, realistically, a £10 million difference for a +1 in rating, I think we're just going to go for Bogle. If they come back and say, oh, we'll accept 28, I think this is still a better deal to get Bogle. I think this is an absolute steal. So we're going to go for Bogle. It's as simple as that. Let's try to sort this contract. Okay, going in with a 30 grand and 300,000 sign-in bonus. We'll see what they think to that. They think it's reasonable, and I'm chuffed. Bogle, mate, another great signing. Welcome to the club, my man. The signings are coming thick and fast, and they're really starting to make this squad just look better and better. Now, there's one last thing I'd like to do, and that is I would like a new centre-back. Now, Dickey, I love Dickey. Obviously, Rob Dickey, absolute beast. But realistically, I think we have to get another centre-back in there. I have got a signing that I'd like to make for a goalkeeper, and that is I'm going to get Meslier to come in and replace Schmeichel on the bench. Meslier is a 75 rated keeper. I'd probably get him for about £8 million, hopefully, is what I'm hoping. Hopefully no more than 10. And if we pick him up for £10 million, it should still leave us with quite a bit of budget to go for. So it would still leave us about £40 million to pick up a centre-back. So I think that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go and try and get Meslier. I'll let you guys know how that goes. And then we've got to find ourselves a centre-back. I'm going to straight up offer a swap for Schmeichel for Meslier, because Meslier I can probably get for about £5 million. But I kind of need Schmeichel to go anyway. So I guess it would kind of make sense if I did that. But I don't... see, I also want to get rid of Agu. But they want Agu, a sell-on clause, and a transfer fee. I don't know about that one. We're getting rid of that. So I'm assuming I can't offer Schmeichel again. That's a shame. What I'm going to do instead then is I'm just going to offer £5 million, because I don't think I should be paying much more than his current value. He's got a year on his contract, so I don't think I should be offering that. And they're pretty pissed by it. So, you know what, mate? Sod ya. Sod ya. Absolutely. Get gone, lad. Get gone. Okay, so as a point of interest, Watford were going to ask for nearly 36 mil, so I'm really happy that we went for Bogle in the end, because, again, we saved ourselves about £15 million plus there, so really happy with that. I think we definitely did the right thing in the end in picking up Bogle. Kelman has gone on his season on loan to Leeds, despite them being knobs about Meslier, but that's absolutely fine. And our current youth players, nothing crazy to write home about in regards to current ratings. However, Logan Richards is going to be a beast. Okay, I was looking through some centre-backs, trying to find a centre-back to pick up. As I said to you guys, I would like to be able to pick up a new centre-back, someone to come in and really boost the rating of our back line. And I stumbled across the sheer depth of centre-backs they have at Chelsea. Now, I know obviously it might seem like the unthinkable to try and pick up a player from Chelsea. However, they have David Alaba, they have Sven Bender, they have Guehi, who's a good potential player, but obviously I need to sign someone preferably soon, because soon we have our first game of the season coming up. They have Harwood Bellis, who's again got decent-ish potential. They have Mats Hummels, Diogo Leite, who again isn't necessarily bad. I'm actually going to scout him because I think he actually does go up pretty well as well. Eder Militao, Malang Sarr, again another decent potential player, and Samuel Umtiti. Now, there are some incredible players here, some players that I would absolutely love to pick one of them up. I'm really homing in on Alaba. I think Alaba could be a really good pickup for us and could do us a very, very good season. Him and Webster, I think, would work perfectly well at the back. But 105 grand a week does deter me just a little bit. I'd have to try and bring that down. I'm going to add him to the shortlist because I'm really tempted to go in for Alaba. The fact that they've got so many good first team option centre-backs, I'd hope would mean that we've got a chance of signing him. They've got an 86, an 84, an 85, and again a couple of other younger players, and then an 84. So I'm hoping I'd be able to get Alaba. Now, if I was to go in for someone like Militao, it would be I wouldn't go for a keeper. I'd just have to keep hold of Schmeichel for this season, or go for a much lower rated keeper and hope they go up in trading. But I'm going to keep looking, but Alaba is definitely tempting. Okay, let's get into a little bit here, talk about what we're going to do with the keeper and the centre-backs, as those are going to be the last things we do on today's episode. Sevilla is somebody I've scouted. I've also scouted Mr. Martinez himself, I'm hoping I'd be able to pick him up for about 10 mil if I went in for him. And Sanchez, who's I think going to be a fantastic keeper in the future. I think this guy's got a lot of potential in real life. But these are the 3 keepers I'm thinking about. I'm not going to pick up a keeper today, so let me know in the comments what you guys would like potentially do with the keeper situation. Svilar would be one for the future. Martinez again would be like an immediate substitute keeper, and this is all providing that Schmeichel goes. And then Sanchez, I'm hoping as well will be like, you know, mid-70s at least, and make his way onto the bench as well. But the centre-back position is something we're going to finish off today. We're going to kind of finish off today's episode with sorting out the centre-back spot. Now, Matip is going to cost us about 35 mil, about 50 plus probably for Klosterman. Gabriel, I think would be a great signing, but sadly I don't know enough about him. Same with Leite, same with Sarr. Alaba is going to be about 35. I've only just sort of noticed as I was looking through it that Militao had only just joined Chelsea, so I can't go in for Chelsea. Chelsea can't go in for Eder Militao. Dendoncker would be a fantastic pickup. He was somebody I was also looking at, and he would cost me about £40 million. And then I think I've shown Matip, haven't I? Yeah, I think it's just gone out of order because obviously we did just move players about. So the ones I'm most tempted by, Dendoncker and Alaba. These 2 here I think would be great pickups. Alaba being an 84 rating, but being 31. And then Dendoncker obviously being 83 rated, but 28. So we'd still have some time to get Dendoncker up in rating if we wanted to. Gabriel would be fantastic. Klosterman would be fantastic. But I think, well, Klosterman I think is going to be a little bit too much money. And Gabriel obviously we haven't scouted, so I can't actually like have an idea of how much to spend. So my initial plan is I'm going to go for Dendoncker. I'm going to try and get him for less than 40 million, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to try and go for Dendoncker. Let's hope this works. Okay, we've managed to convince them. £31.2 million is what we have agreed upon. £31 million for what will be a very, very big upgrade to our back line. I'm all about it. Let's get this contract sorted. Well, £49,000 a week and £480,000 in a signing on bonus. And we have signed Dendoncker to QPR. This really is a fantastic transfer window we have had here. Emil Smith-Rowe on a free agent. Dendoncker for £31 million. Bogle for, I believe it was 17.5. And Calvin Phillips for 18.5. We have made some fantastic moves in this window. I'm absolutely chuffed. The only other thing we have to do is obviously a keeper. Just realised I'm actually just going to reject that real quick because we're not going to make that deal because that 35 mil ended up being far too much when we got Bogle for 17.5. I still genuinely think we've made some real steals here. Smith-Rowe on a free, obviously a huge dub. That really is fantastic for us. He's worth about 20 mil and we got him on a free. Dendoncker for 31 is just above his value, and I think he will be worth more than that anyway. Bogle, we got him for below his value, so he's definitely worth more than we picked him up for, and same for Calvin Phillips. I just think we've made some really smart deals, some really clever moves, and we've brought in positions that we needed to bolster. I do think this is very, very good from us, and I'm really chuffed with the moves that we have made here. So this is what the current squad looks like. I'm going to make the captain. It's going to be Webster. I think Webster, it makes sense to make Webster the captain. It was going to be him or Amos, but we'll go with Webster for now. But yeah, I'm chuffed with this. I think this team looks fantastic. I think the improvements we've made now make this a team that really looks ready to do some business in the Prem. Like, considering where our team finished last season, and you know, obviously the squad that we had, this team is a much improved squad, and I'm way more confident going into this season. Again, let me know down below in regards to the goalkeeper situation, what you guys think we should do. I mean, I think we should sell Schmeichel. He's, what, 35 now in this, 36 in this, so he's going to just plummet in rating, especially as he really is not going to be played very much. So let me know what you guys would do as sort of a final answer to that with the Schmeichel / new potential goalkeeper situation. Let me know as well what I said earlier about the potentially simming a few games to try and get through this and make sure we really do actually finish this season and this series. Let me know if you're okay with that and you think that that's an okay thing to do. But yeah, Hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you have, then please do leave a like. Supports me, the video, and the channel out a whole bunch. If you're new to the channel, then please do hit that sub button and turn notifications on to be told anytime that we upload a video. If you want to catch us on our live streams, Hursty Games YT over on Twitch, link to that in the description. And also in the description, you'll find links to our channel sponsors. Code Hursty will get you discounts off at both of those. But for now, guys, I want to say a massive thank you for watching. I've been Tom. You guys have been awesome. And I'll see you soon. Look after yourselves, and of course, wash those hands.
What? Nah, his name is Hursty. Slap bald head, yeah, it'll probably hurt me. Bang top bins, it'll probably hurt you. Ginger, streamer, platform, YouTube. Drop a name in the chat, we'll say hello. Entertained, yeah, you already know. Capital H, yeah, I'm a read it slow. Hursty Games, yeah, you already know.